Hi guys, this is Leo from Codes and Posters, and today I'm gonna talk about this poster here. And in the end, the love you take is equal to the love you make, by John Lennon. So I really don't know what to say about this one. I'm not sure I quite understand exactly what this poster is about. But my take from that is that what I understand from what John Lennon meant is that the love you give to something or to someone, or the love you give to the world, is actually all the love that you give to the world and to the people. At some point or the other, is going to end up coming back to you in the same proportion. Quite honestly, it's an interesting quote. It's a very beautiful quote, if that's what it means. But I'm really not sure about it, to be honest. I'm not sure if this is really the thing, I'm not sure if this is truth, or this is something that you can take as a rule in life. Although it's something interesting, but what is the point? I mean, what is the point of this quote? I guess if there's like one thing that I must say that can serve as inspiration to this quote for yourself and for your life, whatever you're trying to do in your life, is like that is about love, right? It's about loving something in your life, and hopefully loving something about yourself, loving yourself, and if you really love yourself and love who you are, even knowing your imperfections, I guess that's the start of living a good life for yourself. And by no means I'm here to tell you that I live a good life and that I discovered the secret of life, because I don't. And we are all influenced by the world. We are all influenced by media and by what we see and the stuff, and we all want to believe that life is beautiful and in the end everything's gonna be alright, which is not the case, right? That's we try to deviate from reality. We try to escape from reality as much as we want, because reality sucks. Reality is boring. Life can be very boring without the stimulations that we have from society. And we got influenced because we see that life can be much more, but we actually just live in a world of manipulations, where everything can be manipulated, and everything is about money, and money equals power. And since the day that you're born, everyone is trying to manipulate you, to take power over you. And that's, to me, is the reality of the world. And it's the reality that nobody wants to admit, nobody wants to see, nobody wants to talk about. And in that sense, looking to the world in this perspective, it makes me very hard to believe that the love you take is equal to the love you make. But also I believe that you should, what you should really try to do in your life, and at least that's what I'm trying to do with my life, is loving myself. Because when I love myself, then I can do the things that I love to do, and doing the things that I love to do, maybe then I can add some value to the world, by loving myself, loving the things, loving the activities and the things that I set up to be doing. I can then find the right people to work with, and I can collaborate with the right people. I can get into the right environments. I can really do something great, I can put myself in a position where I'm doing something that I'm getting better every day, and that I'm giving my love to it, and I'm giving my love to it without expecting anything in return, because I think what you should try, or at least what I'm trying to aim for my life now, in this point, is living good days, living good days with myself, being in good terms with myself, knowing that the world, it's extremely complicated, extremely complex system, and knowing that people are totally unpredictable, and the world, not only people, but the world is completely unpredictable, and knowing that we can't control anything, but at least we can try to control ourselves and try to love ourselves, and don't worry about things we can't control, and just try to live a good life with ourselves, not putting any dependence on anything external than ourselves, because that's the thing, I've been living my whole life trying to find happiness outside of myself, and trying to put conditions on my happiness, if I do this, I'm gonna be happy. If this thing happens, I'm gonna be happy. But that's not the thing, it's not gonna work. That's a disaster. It's a recipe for failure. you have to come with good terms with yourself. You have to come in good terms with the world. Accept the world as it is. I mean, I've been screwed up so many times in my life. There's this thing about don't put yourself as a victim, right? Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't put myself as a victim. I should really just acknowledge that people are selfish, and I should just understand that the world doesn't give a shit about you. Nobody gives a shit about you but you. And that's the thing that nobody wants to actually accept. Nobody wants to acknowledge that. Nobody wants to embrace that, because that's reality, and it is real as it gets. The only reason people have any kind of relationship with you, even though it's subconsciously, it can be subconsciously, the reason is for their own benefit. And life, it always gonna be an exchange. It always gonna be a trade, and most of the times it's not going to be fair. It's not going to be a fair trade. You're gonna have dysfunctional relationships. You're gonna, because that's what life is. At the end of the day, it's just a sequence of relationships where most of them are going to be dysfunctional. Most of the relationships you're going to have, you're going to feel that you're not getting as much as you wanted to, and you're going to create all these dysfunctional relationships. And it's all about that, life, isn't it? Life is like relationship after relationship after relationship, and it at least to me, it just doesn't feel easy at all. It just constantly feel like a tug of war. And it's just what it is. That's just life as it is. You can't do anything much about it. You can't run from it. So yeah, you're gonna have people that will come in your life, and then you might have relationships with them. These relationships, they are there because each of you are taking something from it, and then at some point either you or the other person, they're gonna realize, or they're gonna feel like that they're not getting what they deserve, or they're not getting what they want to get from the relationship, and then relationship is gonna be over. And you're just gonna get used to these things, and that's gonna happen till the end of your life. It's gonna be till the day you're born, to the very last day of your life is gonna be like that. And that's something that they don't teach you in school. They don't teach you in movies. They don't say these things. We try to avoid this reality. We try to avoid looking at reality as it is, as raw and as real as it is. We try to deviate from that. We go for drugs, we go for entertainment, we go for whatever, which those are distractions, and those are distractions of you actually getting to see what you really can see and can perceive of the world that is in front of you, right in front of you. Which is like the very hard thing to do, which is to actually understand and acknowledge reality. And when you reach that point, then you also realize that every deep question in life is paradoxical, because you will realize that this is your reality, that's how you perceive the world, and that's not how other people perceive the world. Even though history is there to show you what mankind is capable of doing and all the atrocities that happened during mankind, and actually history also can teach us about the cycles in life, and actually how life, how society and history, how life revolves in cycles. It doesn't matter, you can actually look at history, but if you look at how people behave, or if you actually observe certain cultures and certain things, you see that each one have their own reality, and each person's reality is a construction. It's something that they construct in their minds. Like me, for example, I'm constructing this reality now, and I'm passing my perceptions of reality here to you. So in my reality, I'm not sure I can tell you that the love you take is equal to the love you make, because I've taken, or at least I tried to do things with all the love I could, and I tried to treat people with love, and I tried to treat people with respect, and many times, or I would say most of the times, it just doesn't work. You just can't go there loving everybody. I mean, you can love everybody, and you can get all the love from the world, but in the end of the day, the world doesn't survive on love. Actually, I think it's quite the opposite. I think the world actually, and we survive. We survive by fear. We survive, we are alive. The reason we are alive, and the reason we survive, is because we have fear of dying. We don't want to die. We have these primitive feelings and survival feelings, basically, that we need to survive, and we're gonna do anything we can to survive not because we love. We're not thinking about love here. We're thinking about survival. And then after we get survival, after we fulfill our needs for survival, then we think about love. Then we think about relationships. What we want to feel loved, right? We want to feel all these things that we want to feel, all these things that we want to feel respected, we want to feel important, we want to feel loved. I mean, baby, right? Even the baby, when it's born, the baby wants to feel loved, but first he wants to survive. He needs food to survive. We need basic things first. After these basic things are fulfilled, then we go for bigger things, you know. And then after we get love, we want pleasure. We want other things. We keep wanting things. We're very selfish, of course. We only act upon our own self-interests. And we want power. We want to feel in control. We want control. Not only love. Yeah, we want love, but we don't want to lose the love, right? So that's why we want power. And that's why in today's world, money equal power. That's why we want money. And that's why everybody wants money. If you go to poor countries, have you ever traveled to these very poor third world countries? When you land there, all they want from you is money. They all want money. Everybody needs money because everybody steals money. Everybody is trying to take money from you to get more money, to climb this, to get more power, to be able to control others. And it just feels like a big pyramid scheme that actually we don't see those ideas much in movies or television or in popular culture. We don't actually see. The society is very good at not actually showing this to us, which is right there in your face. Just look at governments. Look at corporations. Look at people in general. Look at the past relationships you had, especially relationships concerning money, right? Relationships that, like work relationships. Look at the work relationships you had. And so yeah, in that sense, this is a very beautiful quote, but it can be very foolish also if you think about it through this perspective. And of course, you're gonna be in different phases of your life, and you're gonna think differently, because I used to be much more humble. No, I mean, not humble, but innocent, I would say. I used to have this kind of innocent thoughts, influenced by the media mostly, because in the past I used to listen to a lot of Beatles and these things, and yeah, it's really beautiful music and beautiful lyrics, and talks about love, which is great, love is a great feeling. But it's not always like that. It's not always like that. So here you go, that's my 50 cents. And hope to see you next time. Bye.